The NFC East Championship all comes down to Sunday Night Football, where the winner advances to the playoffs and we can win $100,000 in the process. Hey, what's going on, everybody? That's right. Does this sound familiar? NFL Week 17 NFC East Championship on the line? It sure does. Has happened a couple times in the last few years here. Well, this year we've got Washington versus Philadelphia for a chance to win $100,000. You guys know how this game goes now on the NBC Sports Predictor app. They give you 7 questions. You got to correctly answer all 7 questions. If you can do that, you'll take home that $100,000. If nobody can do that, they'll still give away a guaranteed $5,000 prize to the people that can get the most right. We saw this matchup obviously earlier this season. Washington won that game 27-17. It was in week 1, and that was after being down 17-0. So this Washington team obviously has a lot of fight. You'll see if they can win it again. If they can win this game, they'll be NFC East champions. I'm going to be really sad to see this game go. You know, I've cashed twice now on the NBC, or we have cashed now twice on the NBC Sports Predictor app. This is by far, of probably all the games we play, the one we're most successful at. We get the most points. And like I said, we've cashed twice. I do think during the playoffs, though, whatever playoff game is on NBC, they will at least give us this at least one more time for whatever that playoff game is that airs on NBC. I do think we'll get this at least one more time for $100,000. So make sure you check back. That being said, though, we got $100,000 to win this Sunday night. So let's jump on into it and do it. Question 1 is about Jalen Hurts, his rushing and passing yards. When I looked at his last 3 games he started, I mean, there's no reason to look at any amount of work he did throughout the course of the season. Just look at what he did as a starter. As a starter, he's averaging 79 yards per rush. Or per rushing, and then each game he's averaging 282 yards passing. Washington, really good defense. They're only allowing 198 yards passing. Really phenomenal defense there. For Jalen Hurts, I'm going to go ahead and say 55 to 69 rushing yards, and he'll have 235 to 269 passing yards. Question 2 is what's going to be the first TD of the game? Question that we've gotten right. Actually, the passing yards one we got right. We got it right with Aaron Rodgers there a couple weeks ago. So we've gotten this one right too, though. First TD of the game. I just love this game, though. We're really successful on this one. Antonio Gibson's got 11 TDs on the season. J.D. McKissic has 3 TDs. 2 of those are passing. Logan Thomas has 5 TDs. That's the best amongst all the receivers on the team. And any other player for Washington will give you 13 TDs from 7 players. Miles Sanders of the Eagles has 6 TDs. Deshaun Jackson has 1 TD. Greg Ward has 6 TDs. And any other player for the Eagles will get you 23 TDs from 13 players. A couple of notes here, starting with Washington. Thomas's 5 TDs leads by 2 over Terry McLaurin. And otherwise, there's just 4 TDs from all the other wide receivers. So they really look for Logan Thomas when they get in that red zone. I mean, he's just leading the way. He's not even a wide receiver, so it's amazing. Thomas is also number 2 in targets. He trails by 22 from the guy who's in first, but the gap between second and third, Logan Thomas and the guy next, is by 97. And that we're taking out the McKissic here, just looking at pass catchers. He leads by 97 targets over the third place guy. So Thomas definitely gets the ball. The running backs, they account for 14 of the 32 team TDs. That's almost 50% if you're thinking either McKissic or Gibson here. Well, they do get almost 50% of the touchdowns for the Washington. If you look at the Eagles here, Ward, he's combined for only 13 targets in his past 3 games. That's only an average about 4 targets per game. He did get 2 TDs, though, recently against the Cardinals, but you can see that the ball's not, looking to come his way lately now that Hurts is the quarterback. Ward is number 1 in targets. It's only by 10, though, over Zach Ertz. To me, this is between the Washington players that they particularly give you or Eagles any other player. That's where I kind of narrowed it down, is that you just get a lot of touchdowns from a lot of players there for the Eagles, where if you look at the Washington side, I do think it's predictable with 1 to 3 guys they give you. But I'm going to go ahead and say Eagles, any other player is going to get the first touchdown in the game. Go ahead and give me Eagles, any other player. Question 3 is total points in the second quarter. Another question that we've gotten right several times. We even got it right last week. We even got it right several times on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. So love this question. Total points in the second quarter. Washington scores 5.2 points per second quarter and allows 9.2. The Philadelphia, they score 5.9 points and they allow 7.5. If we look at that Washington average, that's what they score against what the Eagles allow. That's 6.35. The same for Philadelphia, 7.55. That's a total of 13.9. I'm going to go ahead and say 11 to 13 points will be scored in the second quarter. The next question here is third quarter most receiving yards. We've gotten this question right every single time it's been asked to us. I use targets. Again, I've justified it because you don't know what's going to happen in the third quarter, but at least we know where the ball is going to go over the course of 4 quarters. Hopefully it falls to one of the guys that we pick here in the third quarter. Nailed this question every single time. Let's jump into it and see how it does. Well, we know for the Washington players, Logan Thomas has 18% of the targets. That's going to be the best on the team, so no reason to break anybody else down. Logan Thomas, 18%. And as for the Eagles, the 4 players they give you there for the Eagles, nobody tops 18. So using my method of getting this question right, there's no reason to deviate here. I'm going to go ahead and say Logan Thomas. In his last 4 weeks, he's been the leading receiver in 3 of those, and he's been tied for second in the other. So he's just racking up yards, racking up targets. Give me Logan Thomas for the most third quarter receiving yards. Question 5 is an absolute complete guess. What's going to be the longest play of the second half? He can either be passing or rushing. In an absolute complete guess, I'll say 30 to 34 yards. Question 6 is what's going to be the longest field goal of the game? We got this question right the last time they asked us this one. Washington, they've kicked the most field goals in that 40 to 49 range. They've only got 2 from 50 plus. Same with the Eagles, only 2 from 50 plus. Their most kicked range is 30 to 39. This one's also kind of a luck, and you need a little bit of guess to go on your side. I'm going to say 45 to 47 yards. And how tight are those windows? I get 3 yards to pick from. That is extremely tight, but go ahead and give me 45 to 47. And question 7 is always who's going to win the game and what's going to be that win margin. Well, I like Washington to win this game. An absolute gotta have it must game. I think they'll absolutely get it done. They have the better defense. That's not even a contest. I mean, that Washington defense is top 5, top 3 in a lot of other categories. So just a dominant defense. It all comes down to get Alex Smith. As long as Alex Smith plays in this game, which it projects he will be playing this game, I like Washington. I do think it'll be a close game because it's a divisional matchup, so they're not going to run away with it. I've got Washington winning this game by 6 points. Look for me on Twitter. If we get news that Alex Smith isn't playing, by all means, I'm going to have to modify that to some degree. But for right now, it's Washington wins the game by +6. That's how I'm going to round out my chances to win $100,000 on Sunday Night Football on the NBC Sports Predictor app. Go ahead and like this video, guys, and share it with your friends so we can all win that money. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next contest.
Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.